Have you ever asked yourself, why am I so tired? Why is my mind always filled with noise? Everything around us is changing rapidly. The news, social media, unexpected blows of life. It feels like the world is constantly pressing down on us. But maybe the problem is not in the world. Perhaps the real storm is inside us. And within this chaos, one question arises. How can I calm my mind? The Roman philosopher Seneca answered this question. 2,000 years ago, he said, "A calm mind is an unshakable fortress." In this video, we will show you how to find inner peace with Seneca's advice, how to manage stress, how to clear your mind, and how to build a center of calm within yourself in this wild world. If you are searching for calmness, this video is for you. Subscribe to the channel now, like the video, and share it with at least one friend, because maybe they need this peace as well. Now take a deep breath and take your first step toward inner calm with Seneca. Sometimes it feels like there is a signal system inside us. Everyone's words, every event, every piece of news activates those signals. And we respond without thinking. We get angry, offended, worried. But Seneca said that what shakes a person is not the event itself, but the reaction and meaning it creates in their mind. Imagine this: someone on the street insults you. At that moment, this thought arises in your mind. This person insulted me, so I must respond. And the result is anger, argument, inner tension. Now imagine another scenario. The same event happens, but you tell yourself, this person is trying to throw their inner turmoil onto me. I will not accept their poison. What happens then? You stay calm. You don't react. You protect your power. This is not weakness. On the contrary, it is the peak of emotional maturity. Seneca teaches us that a reactive mind is a captive mind. A captive of anger, a captive of thoughts, a captive of the ego. But a responsive mind is a free mind. It chooses. If it wants, it stays calm. If it wants, it speaks up. But it never becomes a slave to emotions. So how is this possible? It requires practice. The mind must be trained with silence, reflection, and self-questioning. Stop several times a day and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Is this feeling controlling me, or am I controlling it? What would I gain by staying calm in this situation? These questions will slowly build the habit of calmness in your mind. Sometimes we think shouting is strength, and winning means overpowering others. But Seneca said, the strongest person is the one who can calm the storm inside. Now take a moment to think. When was the last time you reacted without thinking? And what did that reaction give to your mind, your attitude, your day? If you answer these questions, your life will start to change. Because you will no longer be automatic. You will be conscious. Often we want the world to change, for people to behave differently, for the weather to be how we want, for our plans to go smoothly, for no one to be rude to us, for the news not to scare us. But life doesn't work that way. Seneca says it is impossible to control the world, because life changes unexpectedly in unexpected ways. The real question is, can I control myself in the face of these changes? You might be late in traffic. Someone might disrespect you. Your plans might fall apart. Someone might blame you unfairly. And all of these happen without your choice. But there is one thing you can choose: how you will respond to these events, what meaning you will give to them. Seneca's famous quote is, "We are disturbed not by events, but by the meaning we give to events." Let's look at an example. Suppose you are rushing to work and suddenly get stuck in a traffic jam. You have two choices. One, you get angry. You pound the steering wheel. You stress yourself out. And you ruin the mood of your entire day early in the morning with your own hands. Two, you breathe. You think, getting angry here will change nothing. But if my mind stays calm, I can make this moment useful. Maybe you turn on a podcast. Maybe you start thinking deeply about a plan. Maybe you just enjoy the silence. This example is simple, but life is full of such simple moments. And the responses we give in these moments shape who we are. In Seneca's philosophy, inner control is above everything. He said, the storm may rage around you, but it must not happen inside you. In other words, you can watch the chaos of the world and remain steady inside yourself. This is not weakness. This is true strength. Because if you are constantly a prisoner of external events, you will remain anxious, angry, and out of control your whole life. But if you learn to choose your reactions no matter what happens, you will become a person who controls themselves. Now look inside yourself a bit. How did you feel the last time you couldn't control a problem? Did you try to change yourself or the situation in that moment? Remember, life will send us unexpected events every day, but maintaining inner peace amidst these events is our choice. Now I want to draw your attention to something different. What do you think is the most valuable thing in life? Money, property, success? No, the greatest wealth is time, because if you lose money, you can earn it again. If your belongings get damaged, you can buy new ones, but lost time never returns. Seneca speaks harshly on this topic. He wrote, "People fear losing their possessions, but every day they lose countless hours on that without realizing. A person panics if they lose their wallet, but the same person wastes days, weeks, maybe years on meaningless things and doesn't even notice." So how do we lose our time? Scrolling endlessly on social media, watching other people's lives instead of living our own. Meaningless arguments, regret about the past and fear of the future. These habits quietly drain us. They weaken our mind. Because calmness is only possible in the now, not in the past, not in the future, now. Seneca said we only understand the value of time when it runs out. And the most painful feeling is the thought, I am too late. There is a simple formula for a calm mind. If you spend your time reading useful materials, reflecting thoughtfully, practicing inner calmness exercises, having sincere conversations, connecting with nature, then your mind gradually settles, calms down, and deepens. On the other hand, if you spend your time on drama, in front of unnecessary screens, with jealousy and comparison, constant complaining, then your mind remains constantly tired, restless, and anxious. Seneca writes very clearly about this. People die without learning how to live because they have postponed living. This sentence is simple but carries a deep warning. Living is not something to be done later. It must happen now. I'll start later. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll live comfortably when things settle down. These are thoughts that deceive us for years, and life just passes by. Let's ask ourselves a question. How did I spend my day today? Which part of today brought calm to my mind? What did I spend most of my time on, and was it really valuable? These questions are simple, but honest answers can change your life. Time is like an hourglass. Every moment drips away. And if you want, you can start living your time consciously from today. A calm mind is the product of time well spent. Now I want to direct your attention to one more point. Think about how many things you have to pay attention to in daily life. Phone calls, messages, emails, work meetings, social media notifications, family demands, money worries, future plans. The list goes on. Your mind is constantly active, tired, and cluttered. Seneca said this clutter pulls you away from inner peace. And in reality, much of this clutter consists of things you don't actually need. Simplicity is invaluable for mental clarity. For Seneca, simplicity was not just about material absence, but more about inner simplicity and freedom. Freedom means managing your desires, shedding burdens you don't want. For example, if you spend the whole day on social media, watching other people's lives but forgetting your own, this is not simplicity. Simplicity is paying attention to your own life, figuring out what you truly need. Why simplicity? Because abundance in life also brings psychological burden. When you have to make more than 10 choices a day, your mind gets tired. Spending all your time working or trying to impress others creates inner emptiness. Competing for social status, appearance, and material possessions leads to feeling worthless. Seneca regarded these situations as chaining oneself. The benefits of a simple life are 1. Mental calmness, fewer choices, less worry. 2. More focus, greater attention to what truly matters. Or inner freedom, liberation from others' expectations and material demands. 4. Enjoyment of life, appreciating simple moments and small beauties. 5. Quality of relationships, more sincere and deeper friendships. What do we mean by simplicity? Few friends, but deep friendships. Quality wins over quantity. Few goals, but meaningful ones. Purposes that give direction to your life. Few words, but honest. Communication that comes from the heart without lies. Few possessions, but chosen with love. Things you truly need. As Seneca said, wealth comes not from abundance, but from simplicity. In his time, Roman society was obsessed with material abundance, fame, and glory. People searched for happiness but could not truly find it. Seneca said that happiness and calmness lie not in having a lot, but in needing little. What can we do for a simple life? Consider the following practical advice. Reduce possessions, at home, work, or in the digital world. Discard what is extra and simplify. Value friendships, not quantity, but quality. Spend time with sincere friends. Plan your time. Focus on the most important tasks. Avoid distractions. Reevaluate your goals. What do you want to add to your life? And what do you want to let go of? Connect more with nature. Simplicity and calmness exist in nature itself. Being there helps calm the mind. Simplicity is also a mindset. It teaches us to know what we need, to separate the unnecessary, and most importantly, to listen to our inner voice. Because often we live other people's lives, act according to their desires, and as a result, inner confusion arises. A simple life brings you back to yourself. It helps you hear your own voice and find inner peace. Simplicity frees you from heavy burdens. It reconciles you with yourself and your inner world. It leads you away from noise, but toward a more vibrant and fulfilling life. If you want peace in your mind, this path begins with needing less. Now, a question for you. What areas of your life do you want to simplify? Just thinking about this question is the first step toward inner calm. Now I want to tell you something very important. Seneca's exercises. Seneca said precisely, "The storm and hardships of life are not meant to be awaited, but to be prepared for." But this readiness is not only physical, it is mostly mental. The mind is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens, tires, and breaks under pressure. But if you exercise it daily, it grows stronger, more agile, and capable of facing any challenge. Seneca's daily exercise methods are 5 minutes of silence in the morning. A simple but powerful way to start your day calmly and clear your mind. Put your phone aside, take deep breaths, and don't allow anything to disturb you. It's like recharging your mind's energy. 2. Evening reflection. At the end of the day, sit quietly and think about what happened. What went well? When did you struggle? Where could you have done better? This reflection helps you understand and manage yourself better for the future. 3. Asking yourself questions. This is one of Seneca's strongest recommendations. Every day ask yourself, what could I have done better today? Why did I get angry? Was this event truly valuable? These questions draw your mind into deep thought, free you from automatic reactions, and guide you towards self-improvement. Why are these exercises important? Because life is full of surprises. When disaster strikes, it's often too late. To be strong, you must be prepared before disaster. Seneca said, "A weak person thinks after the event. A strong person thinks before the event." These words hold great wisdom. A strong mind always learns, analyzes, and grows. It learns lessons from what happens and prepares for the future. Daily practice will bring you these benefits. React emotionally less. Manage stress and anger. Know and accept yourself better. Maintain and increase inner peace. Approach challenges calmly. So now make this decision. Sit quietly for 5 minutes today and talk with yourself. In the evening, take some time to reflect on your day and ask yourself questions. These small habits will strengthen your mind and turn you into a freer and calmer person. I want you to know that the power of your mind is measured by how much you train it. There was also something Seneca always remember death. It increases the value of life. This is not just a warning, but also a profound philosophical lesson. With these words, he reminds us that every moment of our life is fleeting and, like everything else, we have an end. But the goal is not to be afraid. On the contrary, it is to accept this truth and increase the value of life. Why does thinking about death make life more valuable? We often imagine the future as endless. We get addicted to the thought, I still have plenty of time. But life is not infinite. Thinking about death motivates us to live and appreciate the present moment, frees us from useless worries, reminds us of the importance of spending time with loved ones, helps us understand ourselves and others better. Seneca said that we often wait for great events, but the essence of life is hidden in small moments. The calmness of the morning sun rising, a sincere conversation with a friend, laughter and smiles, health and the movement of our body, a cup of warm tea or the pleasure from a book. These may seem ordinary, but as we remember death, we realize how great a wealth these small moments are. Thinking about death frees our minds from the burden of small daily problems. Phone messages, social media news, other people's opinions, or irritating events. None of these are the main matters of life. Seneca said, "The true value of life lies in how time is used." This understanding creates a big change in our mind. Stress and anxiety decrease, focus increases, and inner calm arises. The effects of remembering death on our life are a deeper sense of gratitude develops. We become more positive and open toward life. Our ability for mutual understanding and forgiveness strengthens. Our priorities change. Material things lose importance. Human values, love, and those around us become central. Don't hesitate to ask yourself questions like, what is most valuable to me in my life? If my death were near, what would I want to change? How did I spend my day today, and did I feel its value? These questions will help you explore your inner world, and you will start living your life more consciously. Seneca shows us that thinking about death is not fear, but a gift of life. This gift invites a person to deeply appreciate life and live it filled with love and calm. Therefore, every day take a moment and remember this thought by saying memento mori. This is your daily reminder that every moment is precious and irreversible. Remembering death is the greatest call to live life more fully, consciously and sincerely. Thus, from Seneca's profound wisdom, we learn that calmness and inner peace are not distant or unreachable things. They are hidden within us, but often we forget or confuse them. Calmness is a state to be remembered. This peace is a condition that feels familiar, natural, and comfortable to you. Seneca said that we are actually calm by nature, but in daily life, noise, reactivity, and tension make us forget this calmness. Seneca's simple ways to find peace are: observe rather than react. Instead of responding immediately to events, watch them from a step back. This gives you choice. This is your power. Change yourself rather than changing events. We do not have full control over the external world, but managing our inner world is our greatest power. Be content with less rather than wanting more. Endless desires do not bring calm. They only bring worry and fatigue. A simple but quality life is the foundation of peace. Start living instead of wasting time. Time is the most precious resource lost. Don't postpone life. Live and appreciate it now. Find your strength not in fearing disaster, but in being prepared. Facing difficulties not with panic, but with readiness and calmness is the greatest source of power. Apply these principles to your life. No matter how chaotic and confusing the world is, you can build a fortress of peace within yourself. There, away from noise, worry, and fear, you can remain calm and strong. This is a great victory, because the world changes, but you become an unchanging, steady inner harbor. If this video was helpful to you, don't forget to like it. Subscribe to our channel for more deep and useful content, and share it with your friends so they too can find peace in their lives. Together, let's spread inner calm and make the world a little better. Stay peaceful, stay strong, and as Seneca said, Live each day meaningfully.